Hey, good morning, friends. Morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. Hope everybody can hear me okay. Good morning, everybody. Hello. Good morning, Roselia. How are you this morning? I hope you are well. It is either early or late there. I forget. I can never keep it straight. Uh, good morning, John. Glad you are well. Glad you're here. Hope you're doing okay. Derek, my boy. Good cheers. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. It's super morning. I know where you are, so it must be later for Rosalia. All right, I got it. There we go. That's a way to think about it. How's the sound this morning? Everything okay? I've just been doing some tech changes and a little bit of a little bit. You see the change in background and this sort of stuff. So we're. How are you this morning? A little hard to hear this morning, but it could be the laser engraver in the background. Kind of okay. All right, I'm willing to go with that. Anybody else got a sound check this morning that might be a little better, or doesn't have a laser engraver going, or a pump truck, or whatever else you got going this morning? Good morning, everybody. Hey, Donna. Good morning to you. Where am I? I'm in an undisclosed location. So, good morning, Kristen. How are you? Very good. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for letting me know about sound. Good to know. Good morning, Fannie Faye Davis. Hope you're doing well. Hope you have a good day. Hope you get a swim in. Hope there's good things happening in your day. Kristen, I hope you're doing good. I miss catching up. We should have coffee or something. I hope you're doing okay. Amanda Wellington. Don't tell anybody she's my favorite. Sounds so clear. I know you're all my favorite. Don't be like that. Good morning. Good morning. Excellent. Definitely a swim. Yes. Uh, these beautiful days of summer. That's actually what we're going to talk a little bit about this morning. So, good morning, everybody. It is the 28th day of July at 11:11, and I am so glad that you're here. You're part of this journey. You're part of this community. You, there is a place for you, and you belong. I want you to hear that this morning. There's a place for you in this world, and you belong, and you are wanted there. You are wanted in this place. So welcome. I hope whatever the day is bringing you, I hope whatever is coming, that it brings with it beauty and goodness in this high summertime. So I want to, excuse me. So I want to talk this morning a little about the commandments. I want to talk about one, but I'm going to start by reading a few of the commandments, just to give you, just to remind us that the this foundation of uh, the law, which has been again overcome by Christ, and we can talk more about that and all that sort of stuff. But this foundation of moral life, which we find in the Ten Commandments. So I'm just gonna read them to you. This is from, and if you don't remember, they're the 20th chapter of Exodus, and so this is Moses and God on the mountaintop. And God spoke these words: I am the Lord your God who brought you out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery. 1. You shall have no other gods before me. 2. Then he didn't say 2. Just that's, by the way, that's just me saying that. But you shall not make for yourself an image in the form of anything in heaven above or on earth beneath or in the waters below. You shall bow down to them or worship them. For I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, punishing the children for the sin of the parents to the third and fourth generation of those who hate me, but showing love to 1,000 generations to those who love me and keep my commandments. 3. You shall not misuse the name of the Lord your God, for the Lord will not hold anyone guiltless who misuses my name. 4. Remember the Sabbath day, keeping it holy. 6 days shall you labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. On it you shall not do any work, neither you, nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your male or female servant, nor your animals, nor your foreigner residing in your towns. For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, the sea, and all that is in them, and he rested on the seventh day, and therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and made it holy. 5. Honor your mother and father, for they live long in the land of the Lord your God. 6. You shall not murder. 7. You shall not commit adultery. 8. You shall not steal. 9. You shall not give false testimony against your neighbor. 10. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, his female servant, his ox or his donkey, or anything that belongs to your neighbor. That is the 10 Commandments, friends. Just a little, how can you go wrong with that? But I wanted to read them all, and I wanted to offer them all to you for this reason. Because of the fact that of all of those, the ones that we are most easily and most likely, and I know we've talked about this before, but this bears coming around again and again and again. We're still, even in modernity, a little off-put by the behavior commandments, our willingness to kill, our willingness to enter into, to be covetous, our willingness to be adulterous, all those things, even though we watch them on TV every day if you want. This kind of notion, however, is as important, and this is the part I want you to hear, is as important as keeping the Sabbath day holy. Good morning, Irene. Good morning, Cecile. I'm so glad you're here. Keeping the Sabbath day holy. Now, we've dressed this up in a whole lot of Protestantism, and even the Roman Catholicism has kind of co-opted this in some ways about okay, what you should be doing is going to church, what you should be doing. But if you heard that commandment, if you heard the commandment of these words that God spoke, this fourth commandment, you didn't hear anything about going to church. You didn't even hear anything about worship, did you? You heard that you'll stop your labor. You'll stop your working. You'll stop your efforting. You'll stop. You'll just stop. And you'll get as much of the world that you can get your arms around, that is yours to influence and yours to control. That will stop too. I submit to you that modernity of all of the permissiveness that we have in 2021 to go do, think, be, whatever in any different way, the most permissive thing we have in the breaking of the law is our breaking of Sabbath, is our breaking of simply taking time to rest. Because this is the thing, and this goes all the way back to when we started some of this, and when we began this journey together, that we began this journey together by doing two things. If you remember, right, I asked of you, and I like to keep revisiting these again and again, because I still think that one is to be thankful for something that day, to find something to give thanks for, and the second is to do something nice, or to check on somebody else, or to offer a kindness to another human being. These two things, friends, the joy of life is in, now we think sometimes the joy of life is actually that the pain of life is actually in our alternating of states, in our changing our ways of being, of engaging in, but I would say so too the experience of life. And if the experience of life is in the changing of our states, in our one day being sad, maybe one day being joyful, but in one day working, and in one moment taking a rest. How is it that we might know the preciousness of us, the importance of us to God and to creation, if all we're ever trying to do is get one more thing done, but to rest and to sit and to know that God's grace has us, that God's wholeness contains us, that the world will continue to move on, even though we might be in a hammock or taking a nap or reading a book or not engaged in our efforting for that day. We must work. And our usefulness in the world is the thing that gives us purpose and meaning and goodness. And that's part of the problem, is that there's goodness in our labors. There's goodness in our efforting. But without rest, all of it is bland and ugly and meaningless. It is rest that gives us meaning to all the things that we do. It allows us to see and to know it. I read you all those commandments because I want you to really be able to hear. We don't revisit these very often, and to be able to hear that it is important that you not hit your wife, husband, child in the head with an axe, as it is for you to take a break occasionally. It's that important in the spiritual life, that if you don't you might as well go around hitting people. It is the same level of transgression. It is the same level of spiritual hurt. And again, this is not spiritual hurt to the world. The Lord will heal the world. God will heal all the world. Everything shall be well again, I know. And the great quote of Sister Julian, all shall be well, all shall be well, all manner of things shall be well again. All is going to be well. These aren't invitations or instructions for the world to be healed. No, God's can heal the world at a moment. This is that we may be able to receive grace. This is that we may be able to cooperate with grace. That we may be able to cooperate with the love that God has for us. That we may be able to come at it with open hands and receive the rest and the beauty and the goodness of our days. And yeah, it means not hitting people with an axe in the head. It also means rest and regularly, in a way that opens you to goodness and to grace and to the ability to appreciate all the efforting and all the labors that have come. The great Maya Angelou puts it this way. She says, every person needs to take one day away, a day in which one consciously separates the past from the future. Jobs, family, employers, and friends can exist one day without any one of us. And if our egos permit us to confess, they could exist eternally in our absence. Each person deserves a day away in which no problems are confronted, no solutions searched for. Each of us needs to withdraw from the cares which will not withdraw from us. Oh, so good. Each of us needs to withdraw from the cares that will not withdraw from us. It is Sabbath keeping. And again, I'm not talking about going to church. I'm not talking about spending time on your knees in prayer. I'm not talking about all the things that have been cobbled on to the notion of Sabbath keeping. I'm talking about just stop working and worrying about the life and the world in which you're given. Take that moment. Take a moment that we might actively withdraw from the cares which will not withdraw from us. Now it sounds hard, doesn't it? Yeah, Sabbath is work. Resting, friends, is doing something. This is the great this is the great mystery of it in one way, is that if we're going to rest, if we're going to actually rest in this life, we're actually going to do something that's going to be difficult. We're going to put away phones, we're going to put away gadgets, we're going to put away things that would allow us to withdraw from the cares which will not withdraw from us. When we encounter this, I think, when we really encounter the spiritual magnitude of what it means to take a break, uh, it's afflicting. I think it's afflicting. It's afflicting to me. Maybe it's not afflicting to you, but it's afflicting to me because it makes me recognize how often I do, in fact, violate this. How often I do not permit myself to withdraw from the cares uh, that will not withdraw from me. How often I carry all the things, and how often that is, in many ways, simply my own lack of faith working itself out to be able to offer to Christ, who bore all things, the worries of my days for just a moment and just a little while. And so I want to offer you some homework in this, because I think this idea of Sabbath, this idea of, okay, just shut down for a day, just like, and just, go off into the woods or the cabin or close the door and shut off the lights and pull down the shades. That is hard for most of us in this life. But I think one of the beauties of God's cooperation with us, and one of the ways in which we're made, is this idea that we get this chance each day, each night, where if we don't start sleeping, if we aren't forced to rest, we will go mad quite quickly. We will be debilitated almost immediately. That our simple rhythm of wake and sleep invites us to this. And so, one of the great things that they talk about when you're trying to change a habit, or when you're trying to do something, is what's called chaining. So you take something that you already do, and you take the thing that you want to do, and you kind of chain that to the thing that you want to do. So you're already doing something. So you're already going to bed at night, and we think about what it is to say prayers at night. Now I lay me down to sleep. But I want to invite you to willfully think about and to willfully open a space of rest before bed or before you sleep, before I live in this world too. I'm not suggesting that we're going to be able to leap into the keeping of the commandments of the way, or even that we should, or even that it is the very best of things for us. But I am suggesting that we should consciously take breaks. We should consciously know that there's a time that we can withdraw from the cares that won't withdraw from us, where we can simply set them away. And we need a day to do this. We really do. I mean, that is how we're wired. That's how we're made. That is the structure of the universe. But so often we're going to violate it. So what can we do in the meantime? And I'm suggesting we can cut out a little bit of time before bed. We can cut out a little bit of time before we close our eyes. We can cut out a little bit of time in which to have some Sabbath keeping. And that those little seeds of Sabbath, consciously offered to God, can begin to grow and find their way and offer us a beauty of healing which might not otherwise find. One of my very favorite quotes from one of my very favorite theologians, that when we move one thing, God moves 1,000 things. So I'm going to invite you to take a break. Maybe take a break every day for just 5 minutes before you close your eyes and do your sleep ritual, before you head off to bed, to take a break from all the things and the cares, to withdraw from the cares that will not withdraw from us. I want to leave you today with this. There's this beautiful prayer that comes from the New Zealand prayer book, the Anglican New Zealand prayer book. So if you wonder what ministers do in their off hours, yeah, some of us read prayer books. And this is a beautiful. It's in many ways one of my favorite prayers, because it speaks to this notion of rest and this notion of encountering it every day as we do, and going into it with all of our anxieties and all of our worries and all of our difficulties, and yet opening ourselves to the new possibilities of what might be in simply a few minutes of time out from our cares and worries. And so I want to close with this prayer. Lord, it is night. The night is for resting. Let us be still in the presence of God. It is night after a long day. What has been done has been done. What has not been done has not been done. Let it be. The night is dark. Let our fears of the darkness of the world and our own lives rest in you. The night is quiet. Let the quietness of your peace enfold us, all dear to us and all who have no peace. The night heralds the dawn. Let us look expectantly to a new day, new joys, and new possibilities. In this we pray. Amen. I know you're with us in the middle of this day, but I want to invite you that as you'll rest tonight, to rest. That as you'll take your moment to sleep tonight, you'll take your moment to have peace tonight. That you'll take a little bit of time for Sabbath, and that you'll see how critical, how important, how vital it is. That it is as important not to hit people you love in the head with an axe as it is to take a break occasionally. So it's my hope you'll take this occasion tonight before you lay your head down to take a break. To really take a break from your worries and from your cares. And let the night be for resting. Let your soul rest in the one who made you. And let all your cares and all your worries and all that you bear withdraw from you. For each of us needs to withdraw from the cares which will not withdraw from us. All right, friends, that's my hope for you today. I'm glad that you're with us today. I'm glad that you're on this journey. We will pick it up tomorrow with another 11:11. Peace and grace, friends.